Let's now look at some of the impressive new collaboration features in Word 2010. Suppose that I finish working on this document for now and I want some of my colleagues to proofread it, or maybe make some of their own changes or include sections that they've written. In the past I've been able to do that in a number of ways. Typically people would email a document to colleagues, or perhaps save it on a server that's accessible to them as well. Or if people use SharePoint, they can use SharePoint as a basis for sharing work on a document. One of the new features in Word 2010 basically gives us a big geographical advantage over this, and that is that we can actually save it to Skydrive. And if I click on File and Save and Send, one of the options is Save to Web. And on here I can see that I've already set up Toby's Skydrive. And this basically enables me to set up an area of space which I can provide other people with secure access to, certainly to parts of it and maybe even to all of it if that's appropriate. Now I've already set up a couple of folders in this space. The first one is a My Documents folder, and this is shared with just me, so this is an area that will be restricted for my access. I'll access that using my Windows Live ID and password. I've set up another folder which I've shared with just one other person, and I've called that folder Australia, and for the work I'm doing on Australia, that's the area that I will share with this other person. So let's see what access to Skydrive is like. If I click on Windows Live Skydrive, it gives me access in there, and it will normally require me to enter my password. I can log in here as normal, type my password in, sign in, and it's from here that I can control access for others to these folders. Now my personal folder is currently not shared. I could add somebody to it, share it with them if I wanted to, and this folder is shared. It's currently shared with one other person. If I want to share it to more people, I can click on Edit Permissions, and I'm given access to an area where I can share it with more people. If I've shared it, I can also then send the person I've shared it with a link, and with that send a link, they'll get access, straightforward access to the area, so that they can access the documents that I've put into that folder. So I've chosen to save that document to my shared folder so that my one other colleague can edit it. That's straightforward enough. One important thing to know about the collaboration features in Word 2010 is that if we save a document to one of these shared folders on Skydrive, which gives those colleagues access to the documents, they don't actually need to have a full-blown version of Word 2010 to update the document. There are other options. They can actually access the document in previous versions of Word 2007 for a docx format document, but notably there are two other very important options now. There is a Word web app which runs on the internet in a browser and which users can use to edit a document. It doesn't have the full capabilities in terms of editing of Word 2010 running on a PC, but it gives enough of the features for somebody to do most of the editing they'd want to do on a document. We also now have Word Mobile, which will run on a mobile phone. Again, the features are obviously restricted compared to a full version of Word, but they again can provide a lot of the main capabilities that somebody would need to edit a document.